Hey people, welcome back. Um, my hair's doing a thing today. I don't know what to say about that. Deal with it. So we're here in the mausoleum still. We've advanced somebody's quest line. We've advanced the ant's quest line, but now we need to do somebody else's thing. Oh yes, we need to visit the memorial to the prince consort because the Chiropter's hoarder wants a piece of the prince consort. What the fuck? I can do it with ministry stamped permits with 97% chance of success. Okay, so arrange something more than a private viewing. A few well architectured lies, some raw confidence, it's all that's required. The cheery registrar presents no argument as she scans the permits you submit her. Ministry business, you insist, while the Chiropterous hoarder glowers from behind you. They know they need to tell us these things sooner, says the cheery registrar, her smile both luminous and lifeless. But go on, go inside. Enter the tomb, alone. The dust and the air sit heavy as grief upon your tongue. Inside the tomb you see the prince consort upon his altar. As you move deeper, he lets out a labored moan. There's a figure beside him, an impossible, improbable silhouette. Is that her renewed majesty? At first glance it seems true, but there's something not quite right about the shadows of her face. Something younger, more waxen. Well then. Uh, Given the nature of the tomb, it's not unpleasantly appointed. The prince consort lolls on a bed of velvet cushions, bejeweled and foul against the white marble of his altar. Beside him, an expressionless woman of startlingly familiar countenance. This is either Queen Victoria herself or a remarkable doppelganger. Speak with the false Victoria. It's her manner rather than an error in her appearance that reveals the false Victoria as a counterfeit. She's too languorous, too humble to be a monarch. But even a borrowed grace can be terrifying. A visitor for us? What a rare ecstasy! Her marble complexion fissures into a smile, the words honeyed with despair. The false Victoria rises and leads you to a side room. It's sparely appointed. A cot, a small larder filled with dried blooms and desiccated fruits, nothing else. It has been a long time since there was anyone but her. Must be the real Victoria, right? She watches you, blinking, a slight tilt to her coroneted skull. She resembles a waxwork icon gussied up in the image of her renewed majesty, perfect and horrible and alone. The room into which she leads you is Spartan, a bare cot, a meager pantry, toiletries, a stool, and no more than that. Let's take tea with her. The false Victoria serves you a tea as sweet as marmalade, as black as regret. Isn't this nice? She purrs, settling back onto the cot with a starched rustle of organza. I have missed the idea of friends. I had them, you know, before her renewed majesty requested that I take her likeness and her place by Albert's side. The stately homunculus raises an alabaster hand, studies the joints dispassionately. I wonder sometimes if there's any of me left. Some days I wake up and I forget if there was ever a life before this tomb. There's nothing of me left. There's nothing of mine here. Nothing at all. Oof. Um, the Chiropterous hoarder wanted a piece of someone who has endured immortal love. If she loves the prince consort as much as the real Victoria does, perhaps it needn't be Albert's flesh you take. So, satisfy mutual interests. Hmm. If you do this, you will not be able to take flesh from the prince consort and will have to leave the tomb. So do I take her some of her flesh or some of the prince's? I don't know. I don't really have a strong feeling one way or the other. Um, okay, this sounds interesting. And looking at it from my character's perspective, I feel like Queen Victoria would rather I take a piece of her double than a piece of her beloved prince. So I'm going to do this. You venture an audacious proposition. The false Victoria could have something of her own, something uniquely hers even within the purgatory in which she is sepulchred. All she needs to do is provide a curl of flesh from her ear. You want a piece of my ear? Repeats the false Victoria, rubbing a thumb over the nub of bone studding her white wrist. You nod. It's a small, simple thing, but the scar it would leave behind would be hers and hers alone. Ah, I see. Yes. Her eyes find yours. Not the sharp blue of the real Victoria's, but a deeper hue, a blue so black, so dark it verges upon an abyssal black. Yes, do it. It is so simple, in the end. A cut, a shivering breath. Very nice. You have the flesh of one in eternal love. Best leave the tomb quickly. Alright, see ya. And make a swift escape. As you leave, the prince consort gropes for false Victoria's hand. She lets out a sigh, soft and small and sad. Alright. Let's see what we do next, Mr. Hoarder. Allow the hoarder to express its gratitude. After what it has demanded of you, the experimentation and the acquisition of flesh and fluids, the smells it inflicted on your locomotive, it's only right for it to show appreciation. You enter its cabin to discover the space transformed, chandeliered by strings of blister glow crystal. The floor is a labyrinth of cushions, tasseled and richly damasked. But all this is undeserving of comment compared to the spread that the chiropterous hoarder prepared. Unctuous meats, roasted and smoked and confit just so, delicate stews, profane desserts, the most ribald of cocktails. Your host spared no expense, allowed no decorum. You eat and indulge while the chiropterous hoarder whispers quietly of stories that seem almost true. Then, when you are drowsy with pleasure, it touches a shy hand to your knee. You are pleased? It asks. I wish to show more, do more, please more. Yes? Is it proposing an exchange of intimacies? Sure, dude. Or I could say no, how about cribbage instead? That's fucking brutal, dude. Imagine that. It's like, hey, would you like to move this to the bedroom? Actually, how about we just play Monopoly? Nah, I can't do him like that. Yeah, let's shack up, Hoarder. You look delightful tonight. Oh, he possesses an exceptionally acrobatic tongue. Its length and its prehensility, coupled with your bedmate's fascination with your physique, make for transcendent explorations. Oh. Okay. The Chiropterous Hoarder took great pains to cause immense pleasure. Aw. Okay, but back to business now. Do you need any more components for your quest? Please say no. No, it's ready. The texture of its scrutiny has changed. No longer are you a curiosity or captain. Instead, it regards you as it might an item from its collection. Ready at precious last, and it's you, all you, to thank for this. I won't forget this, and you'll be glad that I did not. The Chiropterous Hoarder's voice plunges low, velveted with urgency. To Faith's Fall again, yes? One last time. It's ready to conclude its work. It wishes to return to Faith's Fall. Well, oakley dokley then. And let's stock up. And we'll go to Faith's Fall, bruh. Okay, one thing I forgot. We stopped off here in London because we need to talk to Queen Victoria about the unclear bomb. And we needed a royal dispensation, and we have a royal dispensation, so let's do it. The Throne of Hours rises above the smog of London like an imperial cathedral. False sunlight reflects from it, clear as cut glass and pitiless as dawn. Your dispensation gets you into the clockwork court, where courtiers are permitted to attend upon the imperial presence. Courtiers outfitted in the imperial colors of black and gold survey you with a mix of curiosity and fear. Oh, that's interesting. Black and gold. Very different from the, red and blue Union Jack, or the, like British red. Anyway, new blood is the engine of change at court, and change is the enemy of security. The royal chamberlain sweeps you through the court and into the throne room itself. Time stills to a hush as the great doors close behind you. Oh, sorry about that. Silence falls like a curtain over a stage. Your footfall is too loud on the polished marble. The throne is ahead, towering over you in all its splendid immensity. Its myriad glass surfaces shimmer like falling water. Within, you see yourself reflected, as you once were, as you ought to be, and as you never will be. There is a chair at the top of the throne, a much smaller throne. A figure sits on it. Do I examine the throne, or do I ascend the Throne of Hours? Yeah, let's examine the inscriptions on the throne. It's not what I came here for, but perhaps it has antiquarian interest. Curled sigils scintillate across the glass. The imprints flow like spilt wine. Each symbol lights a fire behind your eyes like the afterglow of a sunset. The last few sigils are isolated, discreet, and each has impacted on the throne like the descent of a comet. You record what you can before your vision's lost to the smoking afterimages of the language of the stars. My transcription is complete. Who was that for? I totally forget. Huh. Anyway, ascend the throne of hours. A wide stair of mirrored glass runs the height of the throne, allowing access to her renewed majesty's seat. Your aunt is ahead of you, her sensible shoes clattering against the glass as she climbs the vast, banisterless stairs towards the throne of Queen Victoria, her renewed majesty. You'd best hurry if you want to catch her. I'm getting a lot of terror here. You reach the apex of the throne. Below you, the fearful machinery of hours. Above, the throne of Victoria. Your aunt hesitates before reaching for your hand. Together, you approach her renewed majesty. Her renewed majesty, Empress of Albion, the Reach, London, and the soon-to-be-conquered territories, Victoria, Queen of Britannia, surveys you. She raises a hand, flush with youth, beckoning you forward. Yeah, I guess if she has control over time, then she's never getting old, right? It's been a long time since anyone's requested the privilege of an answer. Her eyes are like the formation of diamonds. One had thought it had been stricken from all the new books. Your aunt allows herself a quick, satisfied smile. Your Majesty, we found the unclear bomb. It's unused. I must surmise that we did not kill Albion's son. Thus, we did not claim Albion by conquest, and owe the revolutionaries no debt. She pauses and draws a deep breath. Am I correct? Victoria laughs. Her laughter is bright. Oh, well done. Yes, we enlisted help, but the situation on the ground turned out to be quite different from what we'd expected. We've been keeping the bomb hidden, however, for a rainy day. She leans back on her throne. So, now that you know all that, you will answer a question of one's own. What are you planning to do with the information? Do I keep it hidden, or reveal the truth? Albion's glory is built on fiction and falsehood. Or, Albion's secrets are safe with me. Pfft, folks, you already know what I'm gonna pick. The Queen is like my personal god. Albion's secrets are safe with me. Her renewed majesty smiles indulgently, as one would at a tame bird mimicking speech. One does appreciate patriotism. It's such a rare quality. Everyone wants something from one. She rises from the throne. Her face is lost in the rays of light from the clockwork sun, which seep through the window behind her. Not that anyone's motivations matter so much anymore. One is timeless. One's dominion is history itself. Chronology bows before one. One is eternity's mistress. She smiles, serene and radiant. She waves her hand. You are dismissed. Okay, now this is a terrifying concept. This is like something that occupies Orwell's nightmares, you know? Like eternal empire, literally eternal. You can't even escape it by waiting for the monarch to die. Holy fuck. Now granted, like the fortunes of the empire may rise and fall, but the concept itself is absolutely terrifying. Descend the throne of ours. Your aunt needs no encouragement. She offers a hasty curtsy to her monarch and makes for the monumental glass stair. You follow in her wake, descending the vast and banisterless stair as fast as you're able. Your aunt's grip is rigid as she marches you from the throne room, her fingers trembling and her pulse racing in her wrist. We'll talk back on the engine, she whispers. You've heard the truth from the Queen. You should talk to your aunt on board your engine. Okay, let's do that. Talk to your aunt. She's been very quiet since the meeting. Oh, attempt a translation. See if you can decipher the correspondence scored into the Throne of Hours. Yeah, let's do that. You have a quiet few hours as your locomotive wends its way through the skies. Nothing is currently on fire. You could take the opportunity to perform some light translation. Whatever was scorched into the Throne of Hours must be significant. The last testament of a doomed sun? A panegyric to its temporal potency? A secret taken to its ashen grave? You will be the first to have studied the throne, or if there were others, they are silenced and gone. Not a great chance to succeed. What can we do about that? We can increase our mirrors a lot. Okay, let's do that. So I had conductor and then left, right, left. Alright, so now we're gonna have, yeah, I know. Okay, now let's try it. Hey, auntie. Now what are my chances? 82%, that's much better. Alright, cross your fingers. Yes. Okay, conductor. Left, right, left. Okay. With pen, paper, and a hardback copy of Dulford's compilation, you subject your transcription to a merciless interrogation. You use a magnifying glass at several points until it melts entirely. Most of the writing is a panegyric to the judgment of Ours, a catalogue, so that was the son of Albion, a catalogue of its deeds and dominions, its provinces, holdfasts, and vassals, its triumphs over time's lesser potentates. The final burnt lines employ sigils used nowhere else on the throne, a warning, a message. Time offers no surety against death. Okay. I totally forget why I was doing that. Like, is that just flavor? Or does that advance some kind of quest line? I feel like that's just flavor, which is cool. Anyway, Auntie! Let's talk to her. You catch your aunt burning papers in the boiler room. Care for tea? She asks, leading you to her cabin. She gets out her best service. I was relieved to speak to the Queen. Our sovereign's prescience alone keeps us from being enthralled to the revolutionaries. A lump of sugar settles in her teacup. It seems the Albion government has been lax, getting into messes, and worse, shoddiness when attempting to cover them up. Her eyes gleam behind her spectacles. I shall have to come out of retirement. Her Majesty needs me, though I'll still have time to help you out here, of course. You can appoint. Oh, now she's the spy master aunt. Okay, and that wraps up her quest line. So I think that we kind of had a choice to make, whether to lean toward the revolutionary bent in our aunt or lean toward the loyalist side. And because we are super loyalists, we leaned her in that direction as well. But now she gives, did that say plus 10 iron? Oh, that's sexy. Oh, baby. Yeah, and look at that. Now our lowest stat is 53. Not bad at all. Okay, so now that's pretty cool. That's wrapped up. Gonna do a few. Oh, next I want to complete the transit relay here. So let's load up on stuff that we need to do that. Oh man, I almost have enough bronze wood. But it's fine. I wrote down the breakdowns for what I need. So if I take a bunch of bronze wood with me, like 21. Yeah. That will get me 75% of the way there. 6T will get me another 10, so that's 85. Is there something else that'll give me 10%? Munitions. I want to do this in one trip, but I don't think I'll be able to. There was like something else non-resource related, or non-like tangible resource. It was like Sky Stories or something like that. Oh, it was otherworldly artifacts. Okay, well we can do it in a couple trips anyway. Here we are at the transit relay. Newly constructed transit relay, of course. Let's get it finished. Alright, deliver materials for the final phase of the relay's construction. Cool. Alright, bronzewood, that's 25%. Bronzewood, it's 50%. Bronzewood, that's 75%. I got some glass, that's 95%. And... no, I don't have enough visions of the heavens. No! I'm at 95%. Ugh! Wow, that's sad. Alright. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Actually, we're never gone. Nothing happened. Hours. Increase progress by 10%. That should take us over. Okay. The second phase is complete. But what is this commotion? Why are the workers downing tools? Oh, there's always something else. A crumbling ruin. No, I've already read that part. Find out why the work is stopped. The London Dreadnought HML Resounding has arrived at the nearly completed relay, disgorging a number of unsympathetic gentlemen in blue jackets. They've ordered the workers to down tools. They're from Her Renewed Majesty's Customs Service. Their leader is a stiff-bearded man, a quiver with barely contained anger. Eleutheria is a haven of smugglers, dissidents, and maniacs, he barks. Her Majesty's government can't allow you to open a new border without proper authorization and monitoring. That's a law, is it? Retorts a bristling foreman. The revenue man hesitates. Probably. Until I'm told otherwise, I'm going to assume you shouldn't be doing it. The foreman snorts. This is a private facility. You just want another thing you can tax to raise funds for your luncheon club. I demand to speak to your supervisor. Please do, says the revenue man oilily. He's in London. Right. The foreman turns to you. Go and speak to this man's supervisor. Good grief. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, I guess that's what I have to do. Cut through the red tape. Ooh, in the meantime, maybe en route, I picked up some ministry-approved literature, which is apparently something that's going to get the fatalistic signalman in a better mood after I blast this guy out of the water. Ow. Oh, I missed. These guys have such weird motion. Wow, you can take 2 shots from me? Yeah, but not many more. Let's loot the hold. What were you carrying? A cache of curiosities. I got some sovereigns. Alright, I guess. Anyway, fatalistic signalman. Where are you? Here you are. Rouse him from his gloom. Since Port Avon, he's been intolerably surly. He's even abandoned work on his signaling book. Perhaps you can find a way to rekindle his spirit. You leave a slim set of approved signaling manuals, stamped by the Ministry of Public Decency, on the galley table. Discovering them, he flicks sulkily through. First he tuts, then he snorts, then scoffs. Look at this! They've classified all scornfluke spasms as displays of bravado. And here, they've not distinguished between the red chevron flags at Port Prosper and those at Lustrum. They'll get someone killed! Oh no, if there was only a better resource to educate young signalers. He fumes. I have to do bloody everything, don't I? Fine, where's my pen? He storms to his cabin. A moment later, he storms out again. I've been away too long. I'd better check on the signal boxes. No one will have done that neither. He's back. He would like to visit each of the 4 signal boxes of the Isambard line in the Reach. I think I've found all of them, so that's not too hard. Okay. Well, I said that this was going to be the Blue Kingdom episode, but I think it's going to be the next one, because we are still wrapping up all these little quest lines, which is fine. Alright, so see you folks in London. Here we are. London's calling, we're almost there. Talk to these ministry people and persuade them that yes, we should be permitted to open this new line. Oh, don't run into me. Bro. Twice? Really? Really? Twice? Fuck you! No regrets. What can I get out of this? Ministry stamped permits, a cryptic benefactor, or an unlicensed chart. Ooh, I don't have any unlicensed charts. Hell yeah. Alright, that may have alerted other ships in the area. It's fine, he was a menace to himself and to others. He fucking ran into me twice! I'm not in the wrong here, folks. Alright, Her Renewed Majesty's Customs Service. Oh, let me turn in my port reports first. Alright, sick. A renewed Majesty's Customs Service. A busy, growing department, the Customs Service regulates the trade of sensitive goods, combats smuggling, and levies duties on trade in and out of Albion. It's also the last thing standing in the way of opening your new transit relay between Albion and Eleutheria. I could pull some strings or form a deal with a corrupt official. I'm going to pull some strings. I've got plenty of cryptic benefactors. The civil servant shows you into his office. The curtains are drawn. Gaslights glow on the walls. I have an aversion to starlight, he admits. Now then, this new relay is a private facility, yes? And you come highly recommended. He waves an effusive reference, signed by your benefactor. The Customs Service has a duty to monitor new routes in and out of Albion, but I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. He insists on some presence at the relay, but in the end you agree that the Customs Service will only station a couple of monitors nearby and perform random checks on goods passing through. It's the best you're going to get. Marvelous, he says, clearly glad this is over. I will ensure that this goes through the proper channels. Good day. You take your leave. Your new relay is now functional. And now the way that that was presented makes it sound like there isn't a customs check at that relay, which means any smuggling I did in between Albion and Eleutheria could be highly profitable, and I wouldn't have to worry about what's it called, secret compartments. I'm gonna have to test that theory out, because hot damn, if so. Very nice, but the relay is functional, so we can now go straight between Albion and Eleutheria. Very, very cool. Very cool indeed. That gets us a level too, or adding a new. Yeah, I've got plenty of XP. Adding a new skill point. I think I'm gonna keep working. Well, okay. Let's be honest here. My iron's at like 53 currently. Unless I really dump specialist points into them, or like officer points, I'm not gonna get to 65. But I guess okay, so it's at 53. I could get it to 59 right now. Not right now, but eventually. Okay, so it's within the realm of possibility. I don't know. Let's just like spread some points around. Cool. All right, what are we doing next? We could visit the. We could do the fatalistic signalman's thing. We could. Yeah, let's do that. That'll round this out rather nicely. Travel to all the signal boxes around the reach. Shouldn't take too long. Okay. Alright, here we are back at the Royal Society. And I remembered what those sigil etchings were for. The inscribed tinkerer wanted them. So I've traced the correspondence sigil she was after. Let's see what this leads to. Carefully, she takes your scorched notebook in her hands and flicks through the pages, occasionally nodding. Thank you, Captain. How marvelous. It ought to be classified with the regrettables in the Dulford compilation, I think. She traces the broken lines of the sign with her blackened fingertip. Right, it translated to, it was like, time is no protection against death, or something like that. The impact that destroys, the fire that burns bright. For some, there is no surrender. She takes the notebook and places it in a drawer marked with the stamp of the Ministry. Very good, Captain. Here is your reward. I'm more than happy to do business with you from now on. I may now visit her shop. Oh ho! Oh ho indeed. Where is your shop? No. In the workshops? Visit the Scribe Tinkerer. Visit your shop. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, cool. Okay, hold on. Let me open up my hold first to see what kind of stuff I would be potentially using. So these are additional augmentations. So this is a canning system. My canning system right now is taking up an ox slot and is giving me a hold and butchery. This one gives me armor instead of hold. No thank you. What about an adamant reinforced windshield? It occupies your bridge slot, which I have space for. Increases armor. Armor's just health. Again, I don't feel like I need more health. Cantankerous boring rig. Occupies your auxiliary slot. I'm assuming it gives you mining. A boring rig sounds like it does, right? Occupies auxiliary slot and gives you hold and armor. That's pretty good. The question is, do I want it more than just like a regular thing that increases hold? I don't know. These are like, I don't care about armor. These are like all giving you armor. This occupies plating, increases armor by 11 and hold by 4. That's pretty good. This occupies your bridge slot, requires your irons 65. Hold quarters and hidden compartments. That's pretty good. But again, I don't know if I need hidden compartments anymore. I mean, I probably will. What is this? Oh, it's a canning device that increases hold by 8. Wait, isn't that just better than what I've got? Yes. So finally, something that's just an upgrade. Alright, so we'll do that. How many experimental modifications do we need for that? 20. Jeez, dude. I guess I'll need to go trade to get some. So I need to go over here to the Portsmouth Arsenal for that, correct? What's the like most efficient way to get these? This ain't it. Doing it one at a time. What else can I do in it? 3 and oh, I can do it in bulk. Cool. Otherworldly artifacts. I have a decent number of those too. Oh, unseasoned hours also. Condemned experiments. I have a decent number of those too. Or searing enigmas. I'm holding tight to my searing enigmas. Alright, so I'm going to try to donate these in such a way that I keep a decent amount of each type of resource. Alright, that would give me enough to get the one thing I'm after. Yeah, I still have a bunch of uncanny specimens, so I'll donate more of these too. Alright, that leaves me with 10 of those. So right now, I can go get the thing, the improved cannery. A canning device, right? Increases hold by 8. Yep, that's what I want. Okay. Apparently I can't do it while I'm in this menu. Can I do it now? Yes, very cool. I have a hold of 50. That's amazing. Alright, and then what are the other modifications I can get? Peruse the designs. I forget. So I still have a bridge slot open. Auxiliary, bridge. What is this? Hold by 4 and quarters by 4. That's pretty good. I don't feel like I need more quarters. I don't even know what I'm after right now. If there were an assaying device that went in the bridge slot, that would be amazing. Mm, yeah, mining that goes in. I could take this one, a mining array that goes in your aux slot, because with all the other upgrades to my hold that I've gotten, I really don't feel like I need my hold to be 50. You know, so I could remove this thing that's just giving me hold and replace it with a mining array. And I'd only lose 7 hold net. I kind of like that. So how many modifications do I need for that? Just 2 more. What's it called? The Prosperina. Proserpina. Yeah, I like it. Proserpina, Proserpina. Okay, that's enough. Proserpina, superior mining array. Cool. Okay, and now I can and mine. Again, I still can't assay, which sucks, but that's okay. I can interact with two of the three like types of interactables now. Special interactables. Nice. Okay, so I think next it's off to the Reach. Okay, so we've made it back to New Winchester, and now the signal boxes are pretty much scattered around the Reach. So there's one over here to the west, there's one down here in the southwest, there's one here in the southeast, and there's one here in the northeast. So we're just going to try to hit all of those. There's not really a like super good way to do it, so we're just going to travel around. Well, we did need to go to Carolyn for a couple of things, so that'll dovetail nicely. But first, we're going to, I guess, this one. Now we'll save that one for last because by that time I might need some terror relief, and I might as well, you know, gain. My terror's at 0 now. I might as well gain some terror first before I do that. So we'll swing by Carolyn in this first one first. And I'll let you guys come along for the ride because I've been cutting away a lot. And let me immediately run into this thing real quick. Oh no, we can make it. Hell yeah. So yeah, I was thinking earlier how delivering that going back after I delivered all the resources I needed to the to activate that new transit relay and then having to go back to London to kind of authorize it. I think this is the way you're supposed to do quests in this game, is like a little bit at a time, kind of bopping around between ports and not necessarily beelining them. Like, if you've got the resources to, it's fine, and I do, because I've spent a lot of time off screen building things up, like building my resources, my stockpiles up. But otherwise, it's a lot more efficient to, like, do a little bit of a quest here, and then go do somebody else's quest over here, and let the, where you are on the map dictate what you do next. And I think it's a kind of a fun way to do it. Like, it can be a little annoying if you really want to find out what's going to happen next in one particular quest line. But otherwise, it's a good way to kind of keep things in balance, right? Like you're kind of advancing every piece uh, simultaneously, and yeah, so it like doles out bits of the story in kind of equal measure. And yeah, like I've got the resources where if I wanted to beeline a quest line, I can do that. What are we doing here? Oh yes, this person who was locked up in the Clockwork Sun. Deliver the half glass empty. The presiding deviless descends to meet your rescued prisoner. She taps his glass eye with a fingernail. A sun-touched soul, she muses, an eager flash of tongue at her lips. Yes, we can take good care of him. The devils will take care for him now. Cool. Do I get anything for that? Your last word with the empty are awkward and brief. He was never much of a conversationalist. He thanks you and he seems happy to leave it at that. When you return to your train, you find a nervous young man waiting outside with a barrel of souls. The devil has told me to deliver these to you, he says. Said it was a fair trade for such a patient. Cool. So I got some souls for that and some XP. Not bad. Oh, and investigate the clocks, too. The clock's running fast. One of the clients spots you looking at it and grabs your arm. No, she begs, before being dragged away by a pair of expressionless nurses. No more, please. Okay, so this is the opposite. She wanted the time to go forward so she wouldn't have to endure whatever punishment she was enduring. Um, let's correct the time and date. You know what? Yes. I should have increased. Help me remember that I need to increase mirrors for that. But it worked. I got some money, and I've been promoted to novitiate first class. Very cool. Very cool. I think that's all I had to do here. I mean, obviously I'll write a port report. Did I already write a port report? It's possible. Uh, yeah, kind of looks like it. Okay, so from here, Always check the bazaar. Always. So here, we're going straight to our first signal box. So it would be kind of nice. I was thinking that it would be a fitting end to the Signalman's quest line to restore, to fulfill like the Isambard line, to complete it, and that would somehow facilitate travel around the Reach. I don't think that's going to happen. We haven't seen like a mechanism for it. It would be cool though. Alright. Deposit the signalman at the battered signal box. Inside, skeletal leaves are scattered across the floor. Locating a broom, he sweeps it clear. Then he turns his attention to the door. Repairing it is an awkward job for one pair of hands, so you lend him yours. The two of you work in easy silence, one holding while the other hammers, one measuring while the other trims. When you've rehung the door, it swings easily on its freshly oiled hinges, the latch dropping firmly into place. Good job, well done, he says, as if that is thanks enough. Shutting the door carefully behind him, he hops back onto your locomotive. Okay, easy enough. And we're leaving. Now next, we may as well swing by Lustrum, and then is down here, like in between Lustrum and Port Avon. Hello, Cantankerai. You are not worth the time to stop for. Oh, hello, Tackety dudes. You are worth the time to stop for. And fuck up. Now. Kaboom! Alright, you're gone. And... now, stop it. Now, remind me, did you just take 2 of these before blowing up? Not quite, you can take a little more than that. 2 and then 1 small shot. Good to know. Whew. The sky battles are always fun. Especially if they're relatively easy. I mean, they're fun if they're a challenge, but kind of nice if they're easy too. Oops. I tried to plunder the stores. I got a partial success. Should we try to reach supplies, munitions, or the fuel stores? Let's take fuel, I guess. Lost some crew and gained 1 fuel. Not exactly worth it. It's fine though. Oh, hello. Ow! Run straight into a scribe spinster. What are you doing here? You're not usually found in this section of the sky. Dude, stop backpedaling. What do you... stop it! Yeah, fuck you. The AI is always a little weird in this game. It's like, usually they'll do something that's an approximation of intelligence, but once in a while, they just don't. And obviously, intelligence is measured by how much it irritates me. So if they're not doing as I like, that's clearly not intelligent. Alright, is there anything to do here? Decreased terror, always good. I could get some nectar. You'll risk little and perhaps gain a lot. Safer route, but likely to result in up to 5 gourds of chorister nectar. Yeah, let's try it, dude. I, like, can't fail at those. Every time I've done that, I've succeeded. What is the... oh, right! I'm still trying to find the magician for my navigator. I have a 100% chance of success because this is the last place I've checked. Yes, okay. The magician is here. The navigator wants to see a tiger, and we need a magician to do so. Okay, so a miner, exhausted beyond speech, points toward the far end of the docks, where a woman in a battered tailcoat ferries boxes onto an engine. She beams as you approach. The Great Peppercorn, that's me. I've just finished here, but I'll be back. Don't worry. The navigator's wide-eyed request for a private demonstration, one requiring skills only she possesses, catches at her pride. Glasswork, I understand. I am the best. She shakes her head. I just don't have the equipment with me. Tell you what, I'll meet you at Palmyra and Plenty's. I'll get my speculo miraculum ready. She smiles. And because I like you, I'll only charge you 200 sovereigns for the travel. That's not a high price. Very nice. Let's visit Murgatroyd's Golden Tea Shop. We've been to see your sister. Aha. Well, I'm obviously going to enjoy some tea. And then I'm going to examine a familiar looking plant. This wouldn't be black, or what's it called? Black Midnight? Midnight Rose? Midnight something? Oh, that, says Melusine? That's from my big sister Amberly. Arrived a while back. She says it's the big new flavor over in Eleutheria, and I should get working on our own crop before anyone else gets in on it first. This one's still just a little baby plant, though. Hope it doesn't get too big. I'm sure its leaves took a nip at my fingers the other day. Okay, so it's extending its influence into the reach. Is there anything else I can do here? Oh, I can trade spy intelligence with you. Look at your inventions. Okay, there's definitely something to do with her later. Like, she's an inventor. Come on. Come on now. Let's get some more fuel and stuff. Do you have any good trades? Hours? Yeah, it's alright. Alright, so next, the circus. Whatever, we'll catch that on the way back. Right now, we are going to the next line along the chain. And here it is, the next signal box along the line. We're coming up on it. Start to slow down so I don't run right into it. Deposit the signalman. Whoops, hold on. Deposit the signalman. Alright. Nothing too crazy there. Alright, we did that one. Next is the one down here where we actually picked him up from. Oh, it looks something I can mine. And something I can fuck up over here. Come here, I want to fuck you up. Fuck you, guy. 3 shots and you're dead. Easy peasy. Easiest 65 bucks I ever made. That wasn't that much money. It's fine. Here's the next signal box on the chain. Ah! And a thing! Get away from me! I'll fuck you up. Get away from my signal box. Okay, let me interact with my signal box, please. Can I interact with it, please? That's up here. Deposit the signalman. Cool. One more. Alright, and finally, the last signal box. Addison's Wick. Addison's something. Addison Wick. I have to go closer. Guess. Come here, Addison Wick. Here we go. Let's deposit the signalman. He has concluded his business at the scorched signal box. Alright, let's talk to him. Let's not run into the signal box. What have you got to say for yourself? Are you satisfied with the state of the signal boxes? He's in his cabin surrounded by the notes and pages of his unfinished signaling catalog. A dim light illuminates the scribbling path of his pen on a fresh page. His pace has increased recently. Aye, good job, well done. But if you'll excuse me, I have a chapter to finish. As you leave, though, he calls back to you. Intendant! His brown eyes are firm. Thank you. I don't know why you bothered, but you did. He needs nothing else from me at the moment. Be patient. All right, I will. See how his work progresses? Nope, need to wait. Alright, I think that's a good place to end right now. Let me check, unless there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, you know what? We're going to do one more thing. We're going to go back to the circus and check on, and do the magic show for our navigator. And that maybe will wrap up his quest line. I feel like it won't. But it's here in the Reach, and then next we're just going straight for the Blue Kingdom. Okay, so I was about to reach the circus, and then I got this event pop up, an absence of cigarette smoke. A junior signaler calls you in the galley. She asks if you've seen the fatalistic signalman, who hasn't reported for duty today. The other crew haven't seen him since he retired to his cabin last night, but the junior signaler has tried knocking and received no response. Several crewmen exchange glances, but the young signaler says she's already checked the exterior hatch and found it securely closed. A macabre but pragmatic precaution. Check his cabin. As captain, you don't need to wait for a come in. His cabin's empty, his belongings are gone, his bed is neatly made. All that remains are the newspaper clippings the signalman retrieved from the overgrown signal box, spread across the tiny table. The smell of tobacco still clings to them. You glance at their headlines. Ambitious plan to ring the Reach. New line to be miracle of modern engineering. Construction begins on Isambard Line's 5th signal box. Wait, 5th signal box? You only visited 4. The article claims that despite recent setbacks, the quixotic squire was building a final signal box in the vicinity of Hybris. Oh. And the signalman is gone. Which is... Wait, is that bad? Do I, Okay, nothing broke. Was I not using him? I must not have been. Alright. Okay, well, we'll follow up on that in just a sec. Right now we're gonna finish or keep going with the, navigators thing. Quest line. Whoops. Let's write a port report first. And get some free visions of the heavens. Alright, ask Miss Peppercorn to show you a tiger. She stands beside a full-length mirror framed in ornately patterned bronze. She's delighted to see you. Do you have the money? For the fuel. She transfers the coins from one hand to the next. With a wiggle of her fingers, the coins are gone. She basks in the navigator's conspicuous delight. You're all right, you are. She nods towards Alton. This is the corpse on his back. Once more on the navigator's back. And I've had worse audiences than your gray friend. At least he's not throwing anything. I've surpassed my father, you know, and he could fill Mahogany Hall. Must be somewhere famous. She pats the navigator's arm. I'm certainly the only person who could do this as cheaply, and with a few accoutrements. In fact, I only need one more thing. She beams and looks at you expectantly. What do you need? The navigator looks decidedly crestfallen. Even the jovial piping of the circus calliope cannot cheer him. I need a cat. I will not catch one for you, she scowls. And once you have one, you better keep an eye on it. I don't like the gossiping little things. They're too fond of scandal to be trustworthy. Well, I happen to have a useless cat on board that I'm not even using. At last, a use. You'll not use the useless cat. Lose the useless cat, however much you might wish to. That's awesome. Here, you can have... Miss Peppercorn places a plush, red velvet cushion before the full-length mirror. She addresses the cat in your arms. I forbid you from sitting on that cushion. It is my favorite. You will only ruin it. The cat squirms free. It leaps straight to its inevitable destination, the cushion. There it freezes, mesmerized by its own reflection. The mirror reflects a steaming jungle of thick ferns and amber light. Dappled light pours down on the useless cat's reflection. It is a tiger, vast and strong. The tiger, yawns slowly, admiring its fangs. The useless cat and its reflection begin kneading, the tiger's thick claws flexing, the cat's thin claws shredding the cushion. The fortunate navigator gasps. The useless cat blinks smugly. The cat hasn't seen anything it didn't already suspect. You glimpsed a moment in Parabola where every cat is a big cat. That's cool. Alright, let's talk to him. Did that please you? Oh, I need another moment of inspiration. Okay. You find him in a quiet corridor to the rear of the engine. He's staring out of the window. When you speak, he jumps. Damn! Oh, sorry, Captain. I thought I was alone. He takes you back to his cabin. It's tidy. His desk is empty but for a fresh journal. His clothes are neatly folded on his footlocker. Altan's body lies on his bed. The body wears only the garments it wore in the graveyard. We have only one last journey to make. One last adventure. It'll be an ending fit for King Geezer himself. I want to take Altan to Death's Door, which is in the Blue Kingdom. Okay, everything is pulling us in that direction. Cool, cool, cool. Which means there's only one thing left to do here in the Reach. And that is find that missing signal box. It says it was near Hybris. I don't know, maybe it's like over here? Oh, wait, I also need to go to Faith's Fall with the Navigator, or the Chiropterous Hoarder. Okay, we'll save that for next time then. We accomplished a lot. We pushed a lot of quest lines forward this time. So yeah, thanks for joining us, folks. I'll see you next time.